Today we're at Gadebridge Park with Spidey and the Kraken claw. Those of you that know that this is a copy of an OT6 KLRM. Now, I started this review with the rock crawling tyre test mindset, and then I realised this isn't a rock crawling tyre, it is a KLRM copy, and the M stands for mud. And right on the side of the tyre it says mud terrain. Some of the thoughts that you'll hear me excrete through my mouth hole will be with the rock crawler mindset. As it turns out, there's some surprises coming up in the video, but first of all, let's go and take a look at the impossible climb. You know, that tree that we always do by my partner's house. So at this point of the video, things kind of go sideways. I've got Injora greens in front and rear, so they're soft compound inserts specifically for 475s, and these are a 4.8, but they fit really nicely. I have some thoughts to myself. Maybe I need a blue in the rear. Maybe I've got slightly too wide an offset, because these wheels, as beautiful as they are, they're not really meant for portals. They're meant for straight axles. They do expose a little too much of the portal, and they've made the rig a bit wider, and I'm thinking maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. Well, what is wrong with my brain? Maybe it's because the rig's a little bit too wide now. Maybe the softer inserts are collapsing a little too much at the rear and all these other things. So I go back to the drawing board. I take the tyres apart. I fit them to a low offset wheel. We do give up a little bit of a low down weight because they're a carbon fibre wheel. They've got much less offset. I'm thinking that's going to push me through. And we also put a blue insert in the rear. And then I get back out there and test it, and this happens. I would have absolutely lost money on this one, guys, because I was so sure that by reducing the offset, reducing the track width of the vehicle by going to a 0 offset instead of -10, and putting a firmer insert, we're running a blue in the rear and a green in the front, that would be the secret sauce for making this pull. But what's actually happened is we've lost some vertical stability, because it's a bit of a side hill and a climb, very, very steep climb. This angle never does it justice. And what's happening is there, you can see the front wants to sneak over. Spidey's a perfect 60-40. But obviously that does mean the front's a little bit heavy, and if you lose stability by lessening your track width at the rear, you actually lose some stability. Now, it doesn't happen to affect him on the Injora Klingons and other tyres that have got a less deep sidewall, but it is really affecting. These are a mud tyre. They are tall, they have a big lug, so that is really affecting us there. So it was absolutely 100% the wall height, and the fact that at this stage the tyre is acting a little bit greasy. Coming up in the rest of this video, there is something that absolutely surprised me. I felt like they were acting a bit greasy, but all of a sudden the tyre compound seemed to have shed off some sort of grease that is actually on the tyre when you unpack it. And all of a sudden, this compound absolutely comes to life on my rocks. But before we get into the actual rock crawling segment, I just want to hand over to Sexy Chap in the studio so we can just get an overview of the tyre before we finally get to test them. Say hi.
Hi everybody.
The RC mummy's just come in to tell me that the RC baby is asleep.
Are you live?
All systems a go. No, I'm not doing a live. No, I'm just showing our good subscribers and new viewers, potentially new viewers, just how to pop one of these Injora sets together.
Okay.
What are we going to go and watch a bit of Doctor Who in a minute? This is technically behind the scenes footage, guys. No, you don't even have to be a member on this channel.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
Are we going to go and watch some Doctor Who in a minute?
And The Last of Us is on Monday.
Last of Us is Monday, yeah, and then it won't be long and we'll be watching Stranger Things again.
Who else was traumatised by Joel going?
The RC mummy was very traumatised by Pedro Pascal expiring in the last video. Oh, spoilers!
Oh, you need to put spoilers.
I should have said spoiler. I'll put it up on the screen, guys. Don't worry, you've all. I'll say Last of Us spoilers coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, but I was very, very sad.
She was very sad. Yeah. He makes you moist, doesn't he? Pedro Pascal.
I'd drop you for Pedro.
She would drop me for Pedro Pascal. Yeah, I'm not like, I don't know if you can say moist on the internet.
I hate that word.
You hate that word, don't you? I think it's a woman thing, isn't it? A lot of women don't like that word. Yeah, right, well, here we go. I'm just buttoning these up. I did say I was only going to put a couple of these in, guys, but the RC mummy appeared and all that went out the window. So you've got the full experience there, guys.
Sorry, distraction.
You kind of see, you know how our brains work now. So we got a fully vented 1.9 by 4.8 tyre. These feel how sticky they are, Lise.
Can I smell it?
Do this.
Can I smell it?
Oh, she's going to do the sniff test. Come here for the ASMR. Look, the mic's there. You like it?
Yeah, it's very sniffable.
You got me sniff it. That's actually, do you know, all the Injora tyres smell the same. They do.
But they're very sticky.
Yeah, I should say all the S5 Injora tyres smell the same.
I wouldn't say moist, but sticky.
Sticky. It's got you sticky, is it? Oh, the tyre's sticky. I'm going to do that and then I'm going to go and watch Doctor Who, but you're not going to be coming to watch Doctor Who. You're going to be going to watch me, that handsome chap, out in the field testing these on Spidey. I hope you enjoyed the shenanigans there with me and the RC mummy. We do like to have a laugh. Life is very short. So, I threw in a quick example of the Klingon there just for reference. And at this point in time, it wouldn't be very difficult for me to say, if you're rock crawling, just get the Klingons. The Klingons, hands down, at this point of the video, have really got the edge. The type of lug, the lug spacing, everything about this tyre is really set up, optimised for mud and loose stuff and all that. But throughout this video, tell me in the description, can you see a perceivable improvement in traction? Now, I could feel it. As I was driving, I could feel the tyre pulling harder and harder as time went by. And in a minute, the most difficult pull in the park comes up. And you'll see that I really struggled. This is interesting, this one. I completely missed the line that I wanted to pull up, but I wanted to see if there was enough sidewall stability and redirection ability with this tyre. And these chevron style tyres, they reposition really well, and I managed to stay in that much longer than I thought I would. As I was saying, the most difficult climb will be coming up later in the video, and at that point in the video, before I did all the Sidehill tests, I couldn't make the pull. But even though this climb here was relatively early, this pull, no steering, no throttle modulation, it just goes up. I even try it slightly harder and it just goes up. That's a really, really good pull there. This actual pull is relatively tricky, and again, as I continue to do this over and over again, this one, it just started to feel easier. Now I've gone in a bit deeper here, trying to pull the harder line, which the Klingons did with no problem at all. And as you can see, we get a little drop back, but with a little reposition and a bit of steering, it goes up and round. Over time, I did this obstacle about 10 times and it did seem to get easier. I think the tyres out of the box, maybe if you were to wash these tyres, you might get this performance straight away. It's something I can't do. Maybe next time I get a set of S5s from Injora, I'll try it. I'll wash them straight out the box and see if we do get it. Maybe there's something on these tyres to keep them from perishing that just makes them act a little bit greasy. Now, as the temperature goes up, it's my belief that these tyres excrete something that makes them act a little bit greasier. And I'm not the only person. It's sort of well known that the S5 can act a little bit greasy in warmer temperatures. But if you're somewhere where the temperatures are sort of averaging below 80, then this is a good tyre. Anywhere in the lower temperatures as well, the S5 really does perform very well. Anyway, here we are at the most difficult pull that we do at these rocks that I test on. And as you can see, we can get up on it. I'm getting the line right. The idea is to get the rear left wheel on that ridge line, pull over that little bump, and then once you're over that, if the tyre's got it, it will pull up. And let me tell you, I tried this again and again and again, and the results were very similar. So I thought, there's a few more obstacles to do, let's just get on with them. So I'm doing this one, then we're going to transition to Sidehill stuff coming up after this. And I saw some really, really strong performance on the Sidehill. And that might be where, there's a lot of footage that you're not seeing. That might be where we bedded or scrubbed the tyres in enough for them to really, really start pulling. Coming up on the Sidehill, some incredible performance. It held lines that I didn't think it would. It allowed me to take lines that I thought would be extremely difficult for it. I thought it might be possible, but I didn't have a lot of confidence because of the earlier greasier performance that we'd seen. But as I'm doing this rock from multiple directions, I'm starting to feel the tyre is pulling a little bit better. We get a tiny hesitation there, but overall it has been really, really performing for a mud tyre that can do rock crawling as well as can be expected, really. So here we'll get into the Sidehill. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for sidewall stability. I'm checking to see if the tyre's crushing over and that we're losing our position on the rock because of that. Here I'm trying to not hit the camera, so I'm getting the back to swing out a little bit. Real driver's tyre this. So here we are again on the Sidehill. Now I'm looking to see if we get slip when we want it and to get grip when we want it. And to be able to hold that line round there, I'm really starting to feel confused, I think is the word I'm looking for. This tyre's doing stuff that I didn't really expect it to do. So the aim of this line is to get up high, stay on the Sidehill, try to drop that front right wheel onto the little ledge there, and then to crawl round on this rock, not giving up any ground. Really, look at this performance. I couldn't have been happier with that. And the reverse direction is exactly the same. We tried to get up enough to get the side hill in, and then that front wheel has to sit with the back wheel as the back wheel comes round and joins it up on that ledge. And look, it just does it. And at this point, they seem to be providing me with more grip and less slip than they have done in any other part of the video. So here we are, some more side hill, a little bit of slip, but this is the slicker of the rocks that we do the side hill testing on. Getting up on it isn't always easy, no matter what tyre I've got. And as you can see, just a little bit of extra wheel speed pops the truck up, and at the top of this I'm thinking, right, we're doing side hill, so I don't really just want to drive off there. But you've got to get down somehow, so that's what we do. Try with the limited amount of rocks, and you know, there's no design here. I'm just using rocks that are available at my local park. I'll pop a what 3 words in the description, guys, if you want to find these rocks. We may have found a limitation at this point. Sorry, I'm interrupting my thought there, but we've got really good side hill performance, but because we're a little bit taller and with the carbon wheels, we've got less track width. See, the side wall's performing really well there. Yeah, we've got less track width and low down weight, and I think that really hurt us there. Back to the part of the video that I believe shows the thing that I was talking about regarding slip. Remember this the hardest pull? I absolutely got so frustrated because I kind of felt I felt so tacky in the studio that I thought to myself, this has to be able to do this climb. The compound just feels really good, but as you can see, we get on the line, we get off the line, we're near the line. I got so frustrated I started trying everything, and it just spat me out time and time again. And as you can see, no matter what I did, it just wouldn't pull the line. So I went off and done other things, and then time passed, we used the tyres for a little bit longer, and then this happened. As you can probably see, I am being ultra careful, trying to maintain the tyre's position on or around that left-hand ridge. I did this so many times earlier and it just wasn't having it. That was my first attempt, and the second attempt towards the end of my time at the park, as you can see here, just goes up easier. I'm not even sure this video's made sense because of sleep deprivation. I think this did really well for a mud tyre. If you wanted to hit a trail where you knew it was going to be muddy, and then there would be some rock crawling to do, and then you would be back in and out of the mud and water. This combo with the 475 insert and these lugs is going to do really well. But on the tree, as voiceover, you did tell him, right? Of course I did. Cheers. As voiceover me was saying, I think the lug spacing is why you can see those little drop backs. You can see those little drop backs where it sort of shuttles forwards and backwards, and it's in those little moments where a mud tyre has that spacing for clearance that either the lugs are folding over or the bit that it had clawed into was getting into the gaps and then it was dropping back. I think maybe once you'd had a lot of mileage on these tyres and the lugs were shorter, maybe at that point this would really transform into a much more capable rock crawling tyre. But then obviously with the gaps gone, it wouldn't be as great a mud tyre. So my recommendations for you, if you're looking for a really good mud clearing tyre that will work, and it will do it, it's quite competent at rock crawling, but it's not an out and out rock crawling tyre, then get you a set of these. They're just like 20 UK pounds, factor in £15 for a set of inserts, and you could either get the cheap beadlocks, which I think really look nice, or those Injora tyres are on offer at the moment. You could get yourself a complete setup for around 60 UK pounds, which I think represents incredible value. The tyre out of the box didn't perform as well as the tyre that had been out of the box for maybe 20 minutes. 20 minutes on these rocks, I really did start to see an improvement in performance. So maybe they need to off gas a little bit, or maybe the release compound needs washing off of the wheels, but they are fantastic. We probably will see these on a trail rig at some time, or I might do a giveaway for you guys. I've got quite a few tyres now that don't have a home. I may do a giveaway. Talking of giveaways, don't forget that incredible rock crawler LCG, Venom themed LCG rig built on the Revolt Tsunami is up for grabs. You can win it for as little as £1, and that rig is incredible. We've made some changes. I've taken the Desert Lizard shocks off and I've gone for Dravtex on there, but because they were included in the original video and advertised with there, you'll win it with the Dravtex, and in a box that will come with it, you're also going to get the Desert Lizard. So while they're not on the vehicle, they are still part of the prize package. I just wanted to be straight. So you've gained an extra pair of really well set up shocks. And it's my belief that the next time we see that out on the rocks, we're going to see a marked improvement. I don't think the Desert Lizards were singing quite as well as the Dravtex setup is, and you'll see that in an up and coming video. So there's nothing left for me to say, but thank you to all my subscribers. You really mean the world to me. Thank you if you've had a go in the raffle. That the best way you can support the channel right now and support me to bring you content and to carry on doing the builds and the giveaways and stuff like that is to have a go in the raffle. So link below. Maybe we try one of those QR code things here, and you can scan that. Everybody else is doing it. I might as well have a go, hadn't I? So from me and Spidey, nothing left to say, but no matter the question, love is always the answer. And I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Do you know, I felt a bit better today. You know who you are. One of my subscribers had a chat with me in the comments and said, mate, you got to do what you got to do. But I am trying to provide content that's entertaining and information rich, and I'm trying to be honest. I'm not trying to just promote every piece of crap like some of the channels are. I'm trying to give you honest reviews. Like when I talked about these today, the clone copies from Injora, I believe everything I said. I don't think I said anything that I wouldn't say again if I was at the gates of heaven, you know, trying to get through the door. So thank you. You know you are. And for everybody else that supports the channel by hitting the thumbs up and all that, thank you. Thank you too. It really does, mate. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to my family. Which is all of us, isn't it? We're all the RC family, aren't we?